Sports Matters TV.
Hey, Gia, what's happening?
Hi,
How are you? How's things?
I'm good. I'm awesome. My dog might be coming in and out of the shot. She's beautiful and everything. She's actually right in front of me, but yeah, just letting you know. There she is. Just letting you know beforehand. She loves being around me and everything.
So we have a special guest. What's your dog's name?
Her name is Raven.
Raven. Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. I love it. I love it. Hey, how's things been with you? It's been a crazy couple of months. But how are you?
Oh, everything's been relatively. I love you too. Everything's been I can't even speak. Relatively fine. Like wrestling is slowly like picking itself back up and everything. But everything's been good. I'm starting to get booked over places, so really happy about that now.
Surely we're going to see you in Europe very soon because, look, we have so many independent wrestling scenes, in Ireland, the UK, across Europe. Surely it's only a matter of time before
baby.
the Scots in Ireland or the UK.
Like, no, oh my gosh. So it has literally been like one of my dreams to come over to the UK. And that has never changed, and that's never going to change because I don't know. It's just hit me right in the jaw. Okay. It's just something like I've never been out of the States before, and it's something that I've wanted to do, even besides just wrestling. But with it being wrestling, that's even better, and I get to wrestle other people that I didn't know that's outside of the States. So I'm just like, if I ever got the opportunity, if someone's like, "Hey, you want to come to the States?" I'm not the States, to the UK or maybe Japan. We're like, we'll take care of you and whatever. I'm like, where do I need to go? What do I need to do? Like, I'll go. Like. I would love to do that.
And like you're so young, like obviously, look, you debuted a couple of years ago, but like you've made a huge impact already. And like people say, as a wrestler, you don't really peak until you're in your 30s. We see Becky Lynch, all these great female wrestlers, and they pretty much peak, kind of late 20s, early 30s. But you're so young and you're doing so much already, and you've made a huge impact, Ring of Honor, It was unfortunate to see what happened with Ring of Honor recently. Obviously, you're quite sad to see that.
Yeah, it's just, like, it's sad because I feel like, I feel like I just got there, and I want to make, like, a huge impact and everything. And I feel like with the time that I've had, I've already done that, but also I want to keep going, keep making that impact. Raven, calm down. I want to keep making that impact and everything, but it's just, well, whenever they come back, I'm still going to keep making that impact, whether I am with them or not. I would love to still continue to be with them, but it's just, there's about so much you can say or do, but I do want to continue making an impact in ROH regardless.
Unfinished business when it comes to Ring of Honor. But listen, there's so much happening right now in the wrestling world, right? So obviously, look, we have the Forbidden Door. We have All Elite Wrestling, which is dominating. WWE, which is no doubt a dream because, look, we all grew up watching WWE. Like, would you have any preference at this moment in time? Look, there's going to be a lot of people, watching you. Obviously, you're on the indie scene. There's a lot of bookings happening over the next few weeks and months. But would you have any preference at this moment in time? Like, just say, for argument's sake, if you could do a dark match or, any kind of a match, would you favor towards All Elite Wrestling, WWE, NXT, Impact Wrestling, any kind of favoritism at the moment in case someone's watching this and they're like, we've got to sign that girl fast?
Well, personally, I would love to do Impact because right now they're having some amazing women over there, and one of my kind of like goals was to go to hey, stop. One of my goals was to like try and go to Impact in general regardless, and that's still the goal. But also, like, I would love to one day have like a dark match. Oh my gosh, she's probably gonna hate me for botching her name, but was it Taya Valkyrie?
Yeah.
I would love to go and have like a match with her and whatnot. Even if it is like a little dark match, I probably die a little happy and whatnot because she's awesome, and I would love to just have that experience with her.
Definitely. Like you've progressed so much since 2018. Okay, you've had so many matches. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's been incredible. Even the database on Google is pretty up to date, which is good. But how much have you learned these last few years? Obviously, from that first match to now, where do you think you're at early in your career? Because you're making a name. You're on Twitter. You're trending. We know who you were in Ireland. You're doing something right.
Honestly, it's just, I feel like it's me in a way being me. Hey, no, stop, please. It's just, I guess in a way, it's just me being me. Like, even like over the past, okay, hold on, I'm so sorry. Give me a second. Come on. Over here. Let's go. Get in. All right. I apologize. She's a lot. Okay, so now that I can properly answer the question, I feel as though like over the years, it's kind of like an eye-opening experience as far as like, I guess me in a way being me, because a few years ago, I was very shy. I was very reserved. Yeah, me, like it's crazy. It's crazy because everyone's like, oh, when I see you're like so rude, you're so mean, you're so nasty. And I'm like, that's the total opposite of like how I am as a person. Is just it like in wrestling, I know like we're getting off topic a little bit, but in wrestling, it's just that's the person that you see on your screen is the person that I wish I could be kind of in like real life. And it's helpful to like kind of know that I can just just be me to a certain degree, if that makes sense. Yeah. But over like the years, I've learned to like, you got to be confident, you got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, and that's me being mean and nasty. So it's just I guess the person I wish I could be is, I guess, out and present it to everybody else, if that makes sense.
Well, it completely makes sense. And like, where did that love for wrestling come first? Did you grow up being a fanatic, or is it just something that it came about really late in the teens?
So
you know what I mean?
For me, it like mostly like everyone. What happened was that my uncle is the one who got me into wrestling. So I'll give him all his credits every single day about me getting into wrestling. He would just always watch like Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown. And I think one day, I was just upstairs either watching TV or playing with my Bratz or my Barbies, something of that nature. I come downstairs, I look to my left, I see him watching something. I'm like, all right, let me just go ahead and join him. I don't remember what age like I initially started getting into it, but I know I was very young. I want to say maybe like 4 or 6, maybe between that age. But it was just something that me and him watched together religiously. The only problem is that I couldn't watch it on Mondays because Monday's a school night. At the time, I think SmackDown was on like a Friday. So that was the time like I could always watch wrestling. My mom didn't care, but she's like, all right, it's time to go to bed. It's Monday. You got school, go to bed. So I was a SmackDown girl, and I would just watch. Like sometimes I could watch Raw, but I would mostly watch SmackDown. So I would watch that religiously with my uncle. He'd be like messaging me like, "Did you see what just happened on SmackDown? Or did you see what happened on Raw?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I saw it. It was so cool." So that's he's the one who got me into wrestling.
I love it. Like, you know what I mean? When you trust it, like we all hear about the knocks. Like wrestling, it's a serious sport. It's entertainment, but it's a serious sport. There's crucial knocks. You know what I mean? There's crucial injuries. There's life risking maneuvers and moves. Like, did you have any fear when you first entered the dojos or the wrestling schools? No fear. I could see it straight away.
Fear.
You fear nothing.
No. Okay, well there are like certain moves that like we would do in practice that I feared, but it's just like I had enough trust in myself to where I could execute it properly. There are moves that I hate now, like a back body drop. I can't stand those whatsoever, especially if I'm doing it with a guy, because they'll like overshoot me and then I end up like landing on my butt. So that's a move I hate. But I never really had any fears or worries when I first like signed up, because it was something that I wanted to do, and it's something that I still want to do. Even though my trainer, he didn't really put fear into me. He was just like, "You're so young." He's like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
And like the rest is history. Like we're seeing your pattern right now. Your pattern's unique. It's beautiful. You know, you're on the rise no matter what. As you say, you're trending on Twitter. We see your name popping up a lot. Obviously, there's big months ahead, and you know there's big bookings ahead. Like growing up as a girl, and when you knew what wrestling really was, and you know you watched all these great female wrestlers in many organizations. Like to you, who would be them dream matches? Like we look at all these great wrestlers right now that are active. And, you know, ladies that are kind of part-time active, but, you know, you look like Melina in Impact, you know what I mean? As you say, Taya Valkyrie, Mickie James, you know what I mean? Becky Lynch, you know, Bianca Belair. Like, what kind of girls do you see yourself having a good match with? Because any match that has Gia Scott is going to be a good match.
Okay, so how I feel now that there are people that I would like to face, like Taya, like I will Taya. Oh my God, I'm gonna botch her name. Oh God, but it's just people in general I want to face. It's just I have no preference on like I'm thinking about it because I know I would make like this whole like bucket list, and I'm just like there are people that I probably don't even think of or would have never thought of, and I have like a match with them, and I'm like, well, dang, like this was pretty cool. Like I would love to do this again. Like for instance, when I first got to ROH, I had a tryout, and it was against Megan Bain. And I actually had a match with her probably 2 weeks ago. It was my first time having a match with her after my tryout in ROH was maybe like 2 years ago. So fast forward 2 years, I had a match with her again. And everything, it was just as much as I remembered it to be, where it was just nice, awesome, cool, and we just had fun. And that's all I guess you could say I'm really looking for whenever I'm facing someone. I just want to have like the instant like connection where it's just it feels right, it feels nice, and it's fun to where we're just like, well, man, we got to do this again somewhere else. Like that's how I feel currently, whether it be with someone that I've done it with before or someone new. I prefer if it was someone new so I can like get the vibe of them. That's how I feel right now. So I guess I do have people, but also I want to experience everything with anyone and everyone that I've never even thought that I should be wrestling against.
I think your second match was Angelina Love, wasn't it? That was your second match, I believe. Angelina Love.
Oh my God, yeah, she was my second match. That my friends, that was nerve-wracking because I think I just had she was either my second or third one, and I was still relatively new. She was so sweet. She was so nice. When my coaches told me, they're like, "Oh, you're gonna be facing Angelina," and at the time, I'm still like new to everything. I'm still like as the surprising fact, the only thing I grew up watching was WWE. Like my uncle did not watch TNA. He did not watch anything else. He did like strictly WWE. So like once I got into like wrestling, that's when I noticed that like, okay, I gotta branch out more. I gotta watch more things because I didn't know there was more things. I was ignorant, so I didn't know. But I looked her up, and it said like she's been wrestling as long as I've been born, which is 99. I'm just like, oh my God, how am I gonna wrestle this person who's been wrestling as long as I've been born? I'm like, what the heck? Like, I'm just like freaking out. And at the time I told like my high school teacher, like I was a wrestler and I was trying to be a wrestler. And he was like, oh, that's so cool. You're gonna be facing someone who's been wrestling as long as you've been born. And I'm like, I'm freaking out. And he's like, you're gonna be fine. So it was awesome wrestling her. She took care of me like I was her child and everything. So I would love to wrestle Angelina again because like I feel like the first time when I wrestled her when I was like relatively new and versus wrestling her now, I have a little bit more in my repertoire to where I feel like I could have like a better match with her. But even though I did have that match with her, I feel like that was good enough to satisfy like little old year one Gia. So I would love to face Angelina again.
I love it. I'm going to have a couple of quick fire questions, right? So, look, who's the best female wrestler in the world right now, in your opinion?
It's Bianca. And I'm not saying that just to hop on the Bianca bandwagon train. I literally have been watching her since she like came up in like the Mae Young Classic. And it was something about her when I first saw her. I was like, whoa, she's beautiful, she's strong, and I'm just like, something incredible is gonna happen with her. I just don't know what yet, but like she's gonna take the world by storm, and I feel like I'm gonna be one of the first people to just like kind of watch her journey and just be like, I freaking told everybody. But I think she's one of the best in the world, and she is on my bucket list, but she's one of the best to me currently in the world.
I love it. Now, question, right? If you were to be in a Royal Rumble, what would be your ideal entrant number? 1, 30, 15?
Ooh.
What's your number?
I can't choose the last one because I feel like to me that's cheating. But I would choose like maybe like a comfortable 14. And the reason why I say 14 is because 14 is the number one is the day that my mother passed away, which was October 1st. And the four is when I started training, which is April 4th, 2017. Stop, Raven. But that's a comfortable number I'd be okay with because that's like my dream number.
Who is your ideal tag team partner? So it might be Bianca again, but if you had one tag team partner, who would it be?
I choose Megan. Megan, I choose her because there's just something about her like where we just click, and like she's overall like awesome. Like I love her to death. Like it's just like like when I was facing her, she was doing her inches and it was just like all grand and everything. It was just like, wow, I love this girl and I'm facing her right now. I would love to tag team with her.
Yeah, no, I think that's something that we might see in the future. Listen, Gia, it's been an absolute pleasure and ours. We're so happy we got to meet Raven too. We're honored to have Raven on the interview with us. But listen, stay in touch. You're going to have a lot of people looking for that signature as the weeks and months go on. So when you're the top dog, when you're pound for pound champion, don't forget about it. We're going to keep your email and your number, and as you said, you're more than welcome to come on any time with us. But it's a pure pleasure. We hope we see you in Europe next year. Obviously, Ireland and the UK, we want you over here. OTT Wrestling, Phoenix Wrestling in Cork. Hopefully we see you booked, and in Europe, we'll take you on a tongue. We'll show you how it's done, Irish style. So many great things. But it's a pleasure, and keep up the good work. We're proud of you.
Thank you.
Anytime. See you soon, Gia. Have a great day, all right?
Thank you.